Casting is an ancient and magical technology, and it is also the crystallization of human wisdom and creativity. Today, let us walk into Yuanda Valve Group, explore the wonderful journey of the casting process together, and feel the unique charm of the casting process. Walking into Yuanda Casting Production Workshop, we learn about the birth process of castings together. To produce castings, we must first make a model, which is the mold used to form castings in the casting process. The model is divided into external type and core box, and the materials are aluminum type, wood type and iron type. The model is mainly processed by CNC Machining Center. When the model is ready, it is necessary to mix molding sand. Molding sand is a material used to make sand molds. There are two types of clay sand and resin sand. The molding sand is mixed by a sand mixer. The next step is to use molding sand and models for molding and core making. Modeling is to use models and molding sand to make the appearance of castings. The molding methods include resin sand molding production line and clay sand molding production line. Core making is the use of core box and core sand to make the geometric shape inside the casting, and the core making method uses resin sand core and coated sand core. When the sand mold and sand core are made, the box can be closed. The two are combined according to certain requirements to form a sand mold cavity that can cast molten iron. Waiting for the subsequent molten iron pouring, Yuanda adopts manual box closing and automatic box closing production line. Next, there is a critical smelting/pouring process. Pig iron, scrap steel, and ferroalloy are heated to the melting point according to the required proportion to form liquid molten iron. A chemical composition rapid analyzer and a rapid temperature measuring device are arranged in front of the furnace to detect and ensure that the molten iron meets the casting requirements. After the molten iron is released from the furnace, the spheroidizing inoculation process is carried out, and the qualified molten iron is poured into the prepared sand cavity, and the molten iron fills the whole cavity, so that the pouring is completed. After the molten iron is cooled, the whole sand box is put into a special sand falling machine. The casting is separated from the mold. The molding sand and core sand on the surface of the casting are removed, and the excess riser part of the casting is cut off to obtain an initial blank casting, and then after surface polishing and shot blasting treatment, a complete casting is made. Finally, the appearance, size, mechanical properties, chemical composition, etc. of the casting are tested, and the qualified blank can be transferred to the machining process. The annual output of Yuanda Valve cast iron castings is more than 60,000 tons, with a maximum single-piece casting capacity of 30 tons. The materials are gray cast iron and ductile iron, and the diameters of valve castings range from DN15 1/2 inch to DN 4000 160 inch. Yuanda cast iron casting production adheres to the concept of green environmental protection, intelligence and high efficiency, constantly innovates, pursues excellence, and strives to be at the forefront of the valve industry.